5 steps to launch your school and do it right so that you're actually starting with momentum and members. The first thing that you want to do if you're launching a school is get the promise straight. This is what's going to go on your about page. It's the most important sentence that you can articulate around this offer, and it is going to determine whether people actually join your community or whether it just like blends in with all the other vague communities that are absolutely tanking on Skool. There's so many people that start communities on Skool. They like do all this work, design these graphics, film this content, build a course, and then they just sit there wondering why no one's joining. And it usually comes down to this one sentence promise that goes at the top of your description and really is the fundamental underlying reason why anyone would ever even consider learning from you. So this sentence should look something like, join this community to learn how to do this, or join this community to get this, or join this community and see how I accomplished XYZ. And within that sentence, there is a bit of a promise, an insinuation that is made. Even if you're just talking about your own success, like for example, in my community, I talk about like copywriting, I talk about marketing on Skool, but let's take this out of the make money space. Let's say you're running a fitness community. If you help women lose 10 pounds, your promise could be something like, join this community and get the exact system that helped me drop 10 pounds without going to the gym. Or get the exact system that helped me drop 10 pounds without dieting. Whatever it is, you want to have some very articulate end result that they get that is measurable with numbers. And that's important because a lot of people want to promise confidence, being your best self, being more successful, and all these vague words that actually mean nothing. And that is what trips them up, because it's not that their offer is bad, it's that it's articulated in a way that is not easy to understand. And so you want to use language that your audience understands. That's step number 1. And then write this sentence, keep it as short as possible. Do not use ands. Now that's an important point. If you say, I help you do this and this and this, you've lost people because it's clear that you don't even know what you're really doing. So if you help people lose weight, say that. If you help people make money, how much? If you help people build out a system, what kind? How do you do it? Get as specific as possible. So let's say you're an AI. It could be, get the system that helped me sign 20 clients with 1 piece of outreach inside this community. Boom. And then you go into the rest of the about page, but that one sentence is going to be the underlying sentence that determines if your content performs, if your course is valuable, if your ads perform, if people join your about page, what the conversion rate is. Literally everything is hinging on this one sentence. So get it right. And if you want to go and see what like some really good promise statements look like, you guys can click the link below and see my free community, or just go into Skool Discover and go through the top communities, the ones that are ranked at the top of Discover, and see what they're saying. See why people are actually joining their community. And try to do research in multiple niches, because if you just need like research your niche, it's less likely that you're going to understand like the core principle underneath like good copy. And good copy on Skool is just very direct. All right. So that's step number 1. You get your promise statement. Next, you need to build out your about page. And this is important because it's basically like, it's your address on Skool. It's where people can find you. It's where they're going to go and see what you're about, see what you're cooking up, and decide whether they want to be a part of your community. And you need a graphic stack that basically articulates your promise and also calls out your avatar. And then a VSL. If you're selling a paid product, a VSL is really important. It should be a bit longer for a higher ticket and a bit shorter for a free community. And I have a bunch of videos on VSL, so I won't break them down here, but just have some type of video explaining people what you do and some proof, ideally, if you've helped other people. List what you've helped people do. That's going to be really important, just building the trust factor, especially if you don't have an audience on social media. All right, so you get the graphic stack, you get that front-facing element to your community, and now we go inside the community. This is number 3, where you want to get your classroom and your course materials done. Now, the thing that a lot of people get wrong here is that they think they need to have a complete course outlined, recorded, and completely done. And they do that before they even launch. And the issue with that is that people sometimes don't even want what's in the course and they have no idea. They're just building it blindly, hoping that people want it. And then people get in and or people like go to their about page and they're wondering why no one's converting. It's, well, probably because you never asked them if they even wanted it. So before you go ahead and build your entire course, make sure you have some people inside the community. And that means you really only need like maybe a couple videos inside the course, and then people can join. And if they like it and if they're asking for more, build out the rest of your course. But especially for a free community, you don't want to have the entire thing built. And for a paid community, if you're wondering, all right, Patrice, like how do I actually build out or not build out a paid community and get people to join for something that's not even inside? And that's a great question. The way you do that is you tell them it's pre-launch, you tell them that they are the founding members and that they're going to see the behind the scenes and the actual live build as you go through and add these course materials. They're going to get to be a part of it. Frame it as a benefit to them. I did this with my recent community, Playbooks, when I launched it. I had like, I think 3 of the 8 playbooks done. And I just told people, if you join the community now, you're going to get to see not only the first 3 playbooks, but the other playbooks as they're added in real time. You also get a discount by joining now. And so I framed it as this huge benefit that they got to be a part of the community build, and they got these extra privileges by joining now. So that was super cool. That was like something that fired people up. They were like, let me join now before the whole community is built, before the price goes up, all that stuff. So people love that. If you build out just like the first module, get them inside, tell them they're a founding member, and then also get their feedback on what you should put in that course, because maybe it's different than like what you're thinking. And that's really important. You want to make sure you're building a course around what people actually want to learn. In the fitness space, you might think, okay, they need to fix their mindset, they need to get, more confident, they need to say affirmations in the mirror, and they might not give a crap about that stuff. They might just care about, what do I eat? How many workouts do I have to do? What do they look like? Whatever those really like surface level things are, that's probably what people actually want. And so finding that out from your audience is a lot easier than finding it out after you've built a whole course, because then you can build it and not waste any of your own time. All right, so now you've got the about page done, the classroom module 1 is done, and you've got your promise statement. Now we're going to use that promise statement to do this launch process. So there's 2 more steps in this 5-step process. Step 1 of the 2 of the last 2 is you want to go and send some outreach. This is to family, this is to friends, and this is to other people that you know through your professional network. And I don't know exactly what your situation is, but that might look like people in past businesses and people that were maybe college professors, depending on how old or young you are, people from friend groups, people that are friends of friends, old bosses. Like, I don't know your exact situation, but get creative here. Like, think of the names on your potential contact list as if your life depends on it. Like, because it does. Like, the life of your business is dependent on how creative you can get here. So you want to really like get into this mindset that you have to list out absolutely everyone that could potentially know someone that could join your community. And there's a lot of those people, I guarantee you. So a little story here. When I first hit 10K a month, that was June of 2024, so over a year and a half ago now, I basically convinced myself that if I didn't hit 10K that month, I was going to die. It was super dramatic, super extreme. But the real situation was, if I didn't hit 10K a month, I was going to have to move home with my parents. And I didn't want to have to do that. I felt like I was going to be a failure if I had to move back to my parents. I just moved out. I just quit my job, just gone in all in with business. And I hadn't signed any clients when I quit my job. So my goal was just make enough money that I don't have to go work for another person. I didn't want to take advice from someone. I didn't want someone else to have an influence in my career. I didn't want to listen to rules. I have a bit of an authority problem. And so that was in my favor at this point. And I basically just put my back against the wall. And I reached out to people that I never would have reached out to had I not had that mindset. Like, if I was like, oh yeah, I could take the next 6 months to build this community and, it's all casual and I can just like, take it as it comes. I don't need to rush or whatever. I never would have done the things that were required in order to get the first people in that group. I wouldn't have sent the emails I sent to old college professors, old high school professors, old bosses. I just messaged absolutely everyone I knew, asking them if they knew anyone who needed a copywriter. So I wasn't even pitching them directly. That takes a bit of pressure off you. You don't have to pitch these people directly. Let's say you're in fitness. You don't have to say, hey, do you want to like lose 10 pounds? No, you say, hey, I just launched this really awesome program. It's basically the entire system I use to lose 10 pounds to help women lose weight without having to leave the home, because I know how tough it is. Do you happen to know anyone who's on that journey that maybe wants to get fit and do it from home? And like, that's how simple your message can be. You're not pitching that person directly, but if they are the avatar, then they're going to say, hey, yeah, I'm interested in that. So you don't burn the bridge. You don't like make the relationship weird. You just go out and you send a couple emails, and I would try and aim for 50 of these. Send an email, basically ask them if they know anyone who needs the offer, hype up the offer so that if they're the avatar, they want it too. And then just like wait for people to get back to you. Go and send 50 and then just see how many people respond. That's going to give you data on how many people per, let's say like 10 outreaches respond. And that makes it predictable in the future for when you do outreach. All right. So that's step 4. Do the outreach, at least 50 people, friends of friends, old colleagues, old bosses, high school friends, college professors. I don't care. Figure it out. I literally contacted like my parents' insurance broker. Like, I was contacting anybody, people from my church, people from my school, people from like old businesses I had started. I did not care. I was going to contact anyone because in my mind, it was like this or die. I was so extreme about it. All right. Now, step number 5 is you're going to go and you're going to post this everywhere that you can. My mom just signed her first client and she listened to what I told her to do for Black Friday. She has like a little website and she has a Skool community, and she just went on both of those and she posted that she was doing a Black Friday offer. She outlined what it was about with like 3 bullet points, And she was just like, if you want in, shoot me a message. And she got someone that like just knew her through church, a friend of a friend, that responded to it and was like, hey, I would love to work with you. I need a personal trainer. She's in the fitness niche. That's probably why I use fitness as an example all the time. And it was such a cool example because my mom has 0 following, 0 anywhere. And she just posted this on her website, posted it on LinkedIn where she's got maybe 15 connects, and she shared on her school community what she was doing. She's got like 20 people inside, and somebody was interested. And if someone's going to be a high ticket client of hers now, because she just went and told people. So when you launch this community, it sounds so simple, but go to every social network you have and talk about what you're building and frame it as this opportunity to be a founding member. And I like to say, like, I would be honored to have you as one of the founding members in this community anytime I launch a new community. And that's how I reach out to friends and family. That's how I reach out to old colleagues or peers. And that's how I post on social media as well. Because I post to my, like, closer network first. And I basically just say, I'm just launching this. It's brand new. It's not even fully built. But I would be honored if you guys want to be a part of it. This is what I'm planning on building. And this is, like, what you're going to get. And then, like, just post that everywhere. And you'll be surprised how many people respond positively when you post it that way and you share why you're building it. So that's the final step. You guys now have the full 5-step blueprint. It's the exact same thing that I used to go and launch my recent book or my recent community playbooks, which has made over $20,000 in the first couple weeks. And it's the same thing that I use for all the clients that I've helped win the Skool games. If you guys want the full written playbook on how to like really ramp up the traffic as you're building this community, click below. I've got a whole like Skool playbook totally free, and I'll see you guys in the next video.